Yes? Okay, so that was pretty easy to do that. Now, what does all that mean? Here's what it means. Come down in here and let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. This is a bullish cloud strategy. Your boundary condition, your multiple time frame support is right here. Okay, that means this is the boundary condition between this being bullish and this not being bullish. This is where it could be bearish and so forth. Okay, so if you want to take the lowest risk trade, you're going to put an order right here to buy. So if it pulls back to this level here, it should hold. That's your buying opportunity right here with the lowest risk. Because your risk would be a couple of points below that level, which would be here. So let's say this is your entry, there's your stop. Everyone okay with that? Yes? Now, if you decide you want to take this trade right now, this is your entry, and there's your stop. So understand the risk that you're bringing in. Everyone good? So the further away you are from the MTF, the more risk that you're adding onto this trade. If you're doing a breakout trade, that's not a problem. Okay, reason why is this MTF will move up. But if you're doing a pullback trade, you gotta put a trade right at the boundary conditions here because this is do or die at this point, and that's your lowest risk scenario. If you put a trade here and pulling back to this green line here, your risk at that point is gonna be from this green line to that stop. Your stop is not going to change. Your stop always has to be a buffer off the MTF level. But where you take that trade is going to be the big difference. Everyone good with that? Yes? Any questions so far? No? Okay. So this shows you there's an opportunity here. Okay. Now, in here, would you want to take this trade here? I personally probably wouldn't, because if you look at it here, I'm asking price to drop drastically here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and put an alert. Okay. And Thinkorswim, that's how you do it here. So what's going to happen is when price gets here, I'm going to see exactly what's going on. Everyone okay with that? Now, one way to cheat you could do is that you could wait for price to get to these MTF levels on the higher time frame. And if I'm a day trader slash swing trader, as soon as it gets here, I'm going to sit there and look for a bullish setup on the lower time frame. So there's multiple ways you could do this. When you find this particular MTFs, you could say, okay, off the 4-hour, daily, and weekly, I could take a trade right off this MTF support level. Everyone see that? Or what I could do is when it gets here, I'm going to go down to a lower time frame, such as a 30-minute, and see which way the trade is going to go, and at that point set up that way. If I get a 30-minute bullish setup, that means we're going to bounce off that support and go higher. If I get a 30-minute bearish setup after I got here, that means we're going to break this level to go lower. Everyone see that? So you could take these MTFs as they are, or you could use them to sit there to go down to the lower time frames and look for a confirmation to take that trade. Okay? So I understand the day traders are like, well, this is no interest for me. It is an interest for you, because when you get to those levels, all you have to do is go down to a lower time frame and it'll tell you what's going to happen at that support resistance. Okay? So if you come in here and see this profile in here where you have the daily, weekly, monthly in here, I'm going to click on that. Now, I'm definitely, my personality is not suited for taking trades off the daily time frame. I'll tell you that right now. Okay? So what I would do is I come in here, I look for a cloud breakout strategy number 4. I zone in, and let's pick an instrument in here. Let's pick, oh, I love ISRG. So let's go to ISRG. So I found that instrument there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a 4-hour. find where my MTF levels are. There's a green line, there's a red line, there's the yellow line. Then I'm going to come to the daily. There's a yellow line matching there. None of these others are matching. There's a daily and a weekly. So now that tells me there's a multiple time frame resistance. Everyone okay with that? So now, even though I'm not going to sit there and trade off these higher time frames, and let's say I'm a 10-minute or 30-minute trader, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an alert here. And when that alert triggers, I'm then going to go to my 30-minute, and I'm going to follow my rules. So if when the alert triggers, price will be up here, and I'm going to follow my rules. If my rules, whatever my strategy is, whether it be Ichimoku, Fibonacci, Elliott wave, it doesn't matter. If my rules tell me there's a setup after it got here, that whichever way the setup is, that's the way I'm going. If the setup is bullish, that means basically it's set up to break that resistance level. If the setup that you have after you get to this level here is bearish, that means it's going to bounce off that resistance level there. So one way to use them is I'm finding MTFs on the higher time frame. As soon as price gets there, I'm looking for the next strategy that occurs on the lower time frame, and I'm triggering it that way. Or I could just take the trade off those MTF levels on the higher time frame. Everyone good? Is everyone clear on how to use these tools and translate them to trading? Or is there still some confusion? Remember, myself, I'm using this tools every day, every minute. Okay? And not only am I, all my students in university and my 1 month mentoring are using these tools every day. And the whole reason why we're doing that is that in order to be successful in reading charts, you've got to be able to look at good setups and just keep on finding them. If you scan the charts and you keep on looking at bad setups, sooner or later, you're not going to be able to recognize good opportunities at all. So by using the website, what it's doing is filtering out all the bad opportunities and everything and only presenting the potential opportunities for you. And then all you have to do is execute your trading plan to see if it fits your criteria. If it does, you put the trade on. If it doesn't, you move on. Okay? Any questions? Nope. Is it clear with everyone? Hopefully these webinars are helping you guys understand how to use the tools and translate them to real life trades. We had a lot of feedback where you wanted us to do webinars and showing you how to take the tools and not talk about what they are, but how to take them and translate them into trades.